cycle, basically.
That's perfect. Okay,
I love
rolling.
this.
So you guys, whenever you're ready. Intro.
Got it. Hi, this is Tino with Bluesy News Magazine, and I am here at Aspen's Place Recording with Michael Leasure, drummer for Walter Trout, amongst many other sessions, Edgar Winter. Like to ask Michael, how long have you been playing, actually?
That's a good question. I started when I was 6, and I'm going to be 46 in September. So, yeah, about 40 years. Self-taught. Started out in my garage with a big record console, just a record player, putting the needle back. And then I went through high school band and drum corps and started playing professionally in clubs when I was about 20. So professionally getting paid for it probably, 25 years.
Amazing, amazing. At 6 years old, what possessed you to ask your parents to get you a drum kit? Was your family involved in music?
Absolutely. My mother and father were both musically inclined, and my mom was a singer and loved music and loved drumming and was a big fan of Benny Goodman. She used to go see him with her brother at the Palladium, and she was in the kitchen cleaning and washing the pots and pans to Sing, Sing, Sing. And I heard that drum beat, and I started picking up some wooden spoons and banging on the pots and pans, and she said, hey, he's got talent. So she got me a little drum kit, and I think it was out of the recycler or the Sears catalog, and I put my hands right through it, on the first day because the heads were made out of paper. And she got me a drum kit out of the recycler, and I used that kit for several years until she got me a new kit. And she gave me the garage and the record player and the drums and totally supported me. And without her, I probably wouldn't be where I am today.
That's amazing.
Thanks, Mom.
Yes, moms are very important. So as you grew, you went junior high, high school. You saw teachers also noticed that you were gifted.
I guess, I just basically picked up what I could, but there weren't a lot of drum instructors where I went to school. I went to Alhambra, which wasn't really funded well as the larger schools like Arcadia and San Marino were. So we just basically taught ourselves. I didn't have a lot of people who knew how to teach drums. I took a few lessons over the course of my career, but basically I'm self-taught.
And your first records that you purchased, that mainly blues?
No, I didn't learn blues until later on. I was a rock guy, and in the very beginning, I played like Sam Sham and the Pharaohs, Little Red Riding Hood, and Isley Brothers, and whatever was in the record player, whatever was in the console that my family owned because I was too young to get records. And then when I was able to buy records, I went on this really big Rush kick and Led Zeppelin, and I just, for months and months and months, probably years, I studied that kind of stuff. And tried to copy that style and copy all the licks and learn all the songs. So I have a large catalog of Rush and Led Zeppelin songs. And then later on, I got into jazz fusion and Chick Corea and Dave Weckl and Vinnie Colaiuta and Steve Gadd. And then after all that, I started getting into the groove meisters like Charlie Watts and Ringo Starr and learning how powerful the less is more concept is. And just being able to stay in the pocket and not play fills. So I kind of learned backwards. And, I'm still trying to figure it out, how to play well and play for the song. And then when they want you to go, just let go and do your thing,
Interesting. And then you said you were 20 when you played your first venue, or real club. Was that a local band you were in?
That was a local band that I was in Arcadia. And my buddy Drake said, hey, I've got this place I want you to go to and these people I want you to meet. And they had bands 7 nights a week. They called it the Devil's Triangle. And it was 3 clubs on Huntington Drive in Arcadia. It was the Steerburger, the First Cabin, and Tommy T's. And they had bands 7 nights a week. And we would go and sit in as a guest. They didn't have jams back then. 20, 25 years ago, they just had a band play. And if they knew you and they liked you or wanted to give you a chance, they'd let you sit in. Usually at the end of the night. So there were a lot of nights where I just sat there all night and didn't get a chance to play. So
paying your dues, and then when you
years.
started playing clubs, you eventually landed a drum position with Edgar Winter Band.
Yes.
Explain how that happened.
I was playing in a local club with a great guitarist named Dave Osty, and we were doing a benefit for Hurricane Katrina. And Mark Meadows, who was Edgar Winter's bassist at the time, walked in to play bass on the gig, and he wasn't in a very good mood. He's a really nice guy, after we became friends, but that day he had a lot of stuff on his mind, I guess, and so we didn't hit it off right away. He set up his stuff, and he was just playing, and all of a sudden, after a couple of songs, he looks over at me and goes, "Hey, man, you can play." I'm like, "Yeah, man, thanks." And he goes, "By the way, we're auditioning drummers. Would you like an audition?" And I think I had 24 hours to learn 3 songs, one of them being a 20-minute version of Frankenstein, a live version, and I was so nervous. And I got the gig, and I got to play with Edgar for 2 years and tour America and Canada, and one of the best experiences of my life, as well as my musical career. Edgar's not only one of the best musicians I've ever played with, but one of the nicest people as well. It taught me a lot.
Amazing, amazing. And then most recently, you drummed for Walter Trout.
Yes.
Who is a fellow local Southern California blues guitarist.
Huntington Beach.
Yet there's a phenomenon in Europe. You guys are like a superstar band over there.
Well, Walter's well known all over the world, not only in Europe, but also in the States. He's well respected by the music and blues community, and we've played a lot of major festivals. We played the Doheny Blues Festival, going on right before John Fogerty in 2010. We played the big Portland Blues Festival several times. We played a lot of big concerts here in the States. But Walter started out as a solo artist after leaving John Mayall and Canned Heat for about 4 or 5 years each with each band. Started out in Europe and had a hit song over there, and it really took him to superstardom status. And he has had a mainstay of incredible fans all throughout his career until now, and it's absolutely incredible. Yeah.
How do you enjoy the road here domestically, in the United States, as opposed to going overseas?
It's different. The people are different. The hotels are different. The roads are different. In Europe, everything's a lot closer because Europe's a lot smaller. So we can get up at noon and do a 2 or 3 hour drive and be in the next hotel and be able to rest up for the next show. In the States, it can be a 2 to 4 to 500 mile drive in a day, and then do a show that night, because everything is so spread apart. And sometimes the routing isn't direct from one show to another. Sometimes it's like this. So it can be draining. It's not for everybody, but it's what we do, and it's what we live for. By the end of a tour, you're like, "Man, I'm so glad that's over. I don't want to do that for a while." And then a couple months later, you're like, "Man, I can't wait to get back on the road again." So it's just the nature of the beast.
Interesting.
But I wouldn't have it any other way. There's a saying, we play for free, but we get paid to do all the other stuff. Checking in the hotels late at night and driving all these miles. We do everything that we do, and we endure it so that we can have those 2 hours of magic on that stage and give everything that we have for those people, that love it so much as we do.
Nice, nice. I kind of want to date this. Today is May 28th, correct?
Correct.
Walter Trout, as many have known, has gone on recent surgery to have a liver transplant.
Yes.
Can you mind speaking on that?
Oh, I'd love to speak about that. Yesterday, when we found out that Walter received a new liver after being pretty much on his deathbed for a couple months and having to have emergency procedures to keep him alive long enough for him to receive a liver, when we finally got that news, all of our prayers were answered. And I want to thank personally all the people and all the fans and all the friends all around the world, because I'm just so thankful that our friend has another chance to live, let alone play, because I think he still has a lot to say. And this record that is coming out this June is an incredible record, and it speaks a lot from Walter's heart about what he's gone through. and we're just so grateful and thankful. It was a really difficult time. I knew deep down inside, and a lot of people believed that this would come to pass, but it just seemed so bleak for so long, and it's just like the happiest days of our lives. It's like having a newborn baby, you know. It's just so awesome. I can't even put it into words. It's like a miracle.
Yeah,
You
miracle.
know? Yeah, I just thank God for everybody and all the prayers and all the support financially, because Walter still has a long road ahead of him of recovery, but we all know that he'll make it back and that someday we'll be together on that stage again, and that's going to be a great day.
Amen. You go on tour to support the new album, right?
That's right.
We'd like to speak about your endorsements.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy to be a Ludwig endorsee. I also have been playing Istanbul cymbals since 2005, since the Edgar Winter days. And this is the custom-painted drumhead by my friend Stephen Castillo, who is an excellent bass player. And this is to commemorate the new Ludwig kit that I got, which is a 26-inch maple custom kit. And this isn't the full kit. This is just a smaller version of the kit. There's a few more toms and a few more cymbals. But this is just a basic setup that I use for my gigs, and this will be my touring kit for this year.
Nice, nice. Would you mind giving us a little demo? It would be nice to...
I'd love to.